These are the 25 times NBA fans crossed the line. And coming in at number 25, Suns owner Matt Ishbia picks a fight with Nikola Jokic before realizing he was no match.
Hard to believe he'll be gone. Going to be strange to walk into this building and not see his smiling face as Phoenix turns it over. Boy, Jokic, a little bit of contact. Boy, that potentially could get dangerous.
Come on now, this ain't no 24-karat gold necklace. This is a basketball. But then again, everything gets more intense in the NBA playoffs. The fighting, the taunting, and even Drake.
73%.
Drake enjoying himself, yes.
Perhaps the biggest reason the Raptors won the 2019 championship wasn't because of Kawhi Leonard or Kyle Lowry. It was because of Mr. Hotline Bling. However, that's not to say that all players take trash talking the right way.
You're still the worst flopper in the NBA.
Just stay away. Get back to your seat.
I was back
Get
here.
back to your seat.
Man, Khloe Kardashian must have just dumped James Harden because he wasn't having any of it. Little did James Harden realize, things can get a whole lot worse. From getting a laser pointer at your eye to fans licking your car and burning your jerseys, you haven't seen anything yet. But first, we gotta talk about the Boston Celtics, because what started as a fan with a water bottle soon escalated into a whole big ordeal. See, when Kyrie left the Celtics in 2019, fans were heartbroken. The same guy who once wanted the Celtics for life was leaving them after 2 short seasons. This was not how the story was supposed to go down. And years later, some fans still haven't recovered.
Somebody tossed a water bottle and it nearly hit Kyrie as he was walking to the tunnel. Tyler Johnson noticed it.
Sheesh, fans get away with crazy stuff all the time, but getting arrested for throwing a water bottle? Now that was unexpected. This past season, Kyrie started trouble with the Celtics' biggest rival, the Philadelphia 76ers. Only the fan wasn't throwing water bottles, he was making faces.
Hit the deck. Irving weaving between defenders, and they're going to call Melton for the foul. They're going to actually get hard. They're going to say Kyrie Irving doesn't like the guy behind him who's making the crying gesture.
Leave it to Kyrie to always fuel the fire, but at least Kyrie didn't start any beef with the New York Knicks. I can't say the same for Trae Young, and because of it, he's paying the price. Dang, they really just called my man bald. I mean, have you seen Kevin Durant's hair? Ever since he jumped ship to the Golden State Warriors, fans never viewed him in the same light again. But perhaps the most disturbing thing about this signing was that people forgot he was human.
Ibaka trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant slipping. And Durant grabbing that right leg. They don't like to hear the fans cheering.
I'm surprised by that, and the players are telling him not to be doing that.
No question. These Raptor fans have been wonderful, but to cheer for a player who gets injured.
For reference, this is the same kid who grew up with a single mom and fought tooth and nail to make the NBA. Shaking my head. But this next moment has me shaking a lot more than my head. You think that picking your nose is embarrassing, but not for everyone.
For all the wrong reasons. One, that leading scorer, Carmelo Anthony, 27 plus points a game.
Let's just say my man enjoys the camera a little too much. Meanwhile, other fans are getting camera time for totally different reasons. While most fans are on the edge of their seat, this fan decided it was time for some beauty sleep. Bet this fan didn't see this coming though.
Zonia kept it alive. Sessions lost it out of bounds. Magic ball.
Great hustle by Tobias.
Dang, bro needs to keep that in the bedroom. Ain't nobody want to see that. It's like nobody wanted to see Zion Williamson beefing with a little kid. But now that we got it, I don't think anyone is complaining.
What that means? What that means? No, what? You don't even believe that.
Not gonna lie, this kid gives Zion a run for his money. But he's not the only fan getting into it with an NBA player. See, we already know Russell Westbrook isn't a fan favorite. Between his questionable fashion taste, larger-than-life personality, and frequent bricks, he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And apparently, it is also translated to the younger generations.
They're gonna get Adam on an illegal screen, and you see Jokic there working on a triple-double.
Dang, someone needs to send this kid to the timeout corner. Just like the entire Boston Celtics fan base needs to be placed in timeout for this.
They got 5 perimeter players in.
And Draymond Green hearing it.
It wasn't the kindest words ever spoken, but it certainly made for an interesting segment on Draymond's podcast. But enough about podcast episodes. It's time to get serious. Because in 2016, one fan went so far, he got banned from all NBA arenas for an entire year.
Devin Booker at 6'8". Well, J.B. Bickerstaff, their interim head coach, says it's a laser pin. And to toss him. I didn't see it, man. Did you
I agree. You should toss him.
Since when did Michael Scott's nephew sneak into an NBA game? But now let's transition from The Office to the Prince of Bel-Air, aka LeBron James. Say one bad word behind LeBron's back, he'll make you regret it. Which reminds me, you won't regret watching the 10 moments still to come. Because at number 10, we have one of the most iconic fans of all time. But it's not for the reason you may think. It doesn't get much more entertaining than a shirtless grown man shaking his belly, telling you to subscribe to the channel. Unfortunately, the security guards didn't feel the same way. But fear not, the man known as Jiggle Boy would be back years later. Only this time, he was the father coming to watch KG's first game back with the Timberwolves. I think you know what's coming next. If this moment tells us anything, it's that it doesn't take much to become internet famous. All you need is a belly and a dream. Either that or you're Canadian rapper-songwriter Drake. In Game 1 of the 2019 Finals, Drake came dressed to impress.
Not just any Raptors jersey, he had on a Wardell Curry senior jersey that is signed by Steph Curry's father, Del Curry.
But if you thought Drake was finished, the joke's on you. The very same game, Drake went after Steph Curry in the most savage way possible. He stole his hair. And if that wasn't enough, he later sell the hair on eBay. Bro was out here playing mind games. However, let me make one thing clear. There are mind games, and then there is pure evil. Insulting a man's mother and deceased grandmother is the latter. This brings us to Devin Booker's college days. As the story goes, Booker was at an autograph signing when all of a sudden he got word of a fan licking his car in the parking lot. And just like that, a new trend was born. Since then, female Kentucky fans have started posting photos of themselves on social media licking Booker's car. But instead of putting the end to the madness, Booker took it with a grain of salt. In 2015, he made a Twitter post commenting on the situation. Along with the post, he added the hashtags, "Y'all are crazy," BBN, and "I love y'all though." Although not all players have good sense of humor.
Looks to get it to Hunter, and he does. Hunter, the sidestep layup, blocked from behind, but a foul. And they're going to count the goal. They're going to say a goaltend. But that's leadership. Oh, he just got teed up. He got to be careful and just got thrown out. Oh, Bridges, who's one of the candidates. Oh, a fan giving him some stuff as well.
Safe to say, that didn't go as planned. Next time, he needs to take some lessons from Steph Curry. Speaking of Steph, you won't believe what Boston's fans once did to his wife, Ayesha Curry. Because ahead of the 2022 NBA Finals, a bar in Boston ordered thousands of shirts with the words "Ayesha Curry can't cook" on them. It was supposed to be an insult, considering Ayesha is the author of multiple cookbooks and hosted her own cooking show. But instead, this shot at Curry's wife only fueled Steph more. And following a Game 5 victory, Steph showed up to the press conference wearing this. Fast forward to Game 6, and he took the toxicity to a whole new level. Lesson learned. If you go after the greatest shooter of all time, you're gonna pay the price. But now we're entering the final 3 moments, where the insults get meaner and the toxicity gets crazier. Now, number 1 is the ultimate battle between Dwyane Wade and the Purple Shirt Man, during which a Hornets courtside fan was hurling insults at Wade throughout the entire game, essentially telling Wade he was too old and should retire. However, it's not by coincidence that D. Wade is widely considered the 3rd greatest shooting guard in NBA history.
Wade wants Kemba Walker to switch on him. Wade leans in, falling away, puts it in! Dwyane Wade does it again! And Charlotte has to call timeout.
When their playoff lives at stake and what felt like the whole world rooting against them, Wade channeled his anger and gave fans a spectacle they never forget. Speaking of moments fans would never forget, how can we not remember LeBron's infamous decision in 2010, where in the span of a 30-minute episode of ESPN, LeBron announced to the entire world that he was taking his talents to South Beach. So naturally, fans didn't take the news as idea.
I just want to say I'm a big LeBron fan, and this is the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. We've supported him for 7 years now, and for him to go on there and drag us through the mud for 7 years and stab us in the heart He deserves everything he gets. I hope he never wins anything in Miami.
LeBron truly had no idea how much pain he had caused them. It's crazy to think that one person could go from a city savior 1 second to the city's biggest enemy the next. Just like it's hard to believe what happened in the 2019 finals, because it's one thing for a fan to overreact, but it's another for a team owner to make a scene. Nonetheless, in Game 3, Lowry got to meet his biggest hater in person. It was none other than Warriors minority owner Mark Stevens.
Cook to the rim. Blocked by Ibaka. And they can't save it, goes out of bounds. It's going to be Golden State ball as Lowry goes diving.
You think that Mark Stevens will be able to keep it together, yet this situation says otherwise, earning the part-time owner a $500,000 fine and a 1-year ban from games. No one shoves an opposing player telling them to go F themselves without losing their cool. Speaking of which, if you don't want me to lose my cool, I suggest you watch another one of my videos. Come on, what you still doing here?